Welcome to the Roboticist Chronicles, an ARC Specialties podcast, where we get into the nuts and bolts of robots, automation, and the implications of an evolving machine workforce.
Hello, I'm Daniel Allford, and you're listening to the Roboticist Chronicles. We're broadcasting from the Offshore Technology Conference in Houston, Texas. It's May 2025. I'm here with Johnny Tyler. And we're actually in the OGGN podcast studio. Mark LaCour's a old friend of ours, and he allowed us to use his recording system.
Yeah, this is a nice setup here at Offshore. This is the second year I think they had it out here, and we decided to take a stab at it.
Yeah, Mark's had us on some of his shows, and we appreciate his cooperation. So we're giving you a short report in case you fail to make the OTC. Offshore Technology Conference here in Houston. I'm going to tell you what you missed, and a lot of people think of this as an oil show. It's really not. The cool thing about the oil field is all the oil that's easy to get is gone.
Yeah.
And so that means to find the oil that we're looking for nowadays requires the most advanced technology. It's amazing. We take the technology that we've developed for the oil field, we're applying it to defense, we're applying it to aerospace and other things, but it all starts here. Right. And so that's what this conference to me is. It's a high-tech conference.
Right. It used to be a lot bigger, from what I hear. I'm not that old
used to go all the way across the parking lot. Yeah. It's smaller but more technical.
Yeah, so my job here is to get everything set up for ARC Specialties and Offshore Robotics, make everything look nice and neat and clean and attractive, and I think we've been doing a pretty good job. I don't know how the show numbers are, but we've had a ton of people at the booth.
I wasn't even expecting to stay in the booth yesterday, and I didn't even get lunch, so that meant it was pretty encouraging. No, yeah. It's been a great show for us.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I think the offshore robotic riser system, having that display, having that moving around, that has drawn a lot of attention. It got a lot of questions. I'm even learning a lot about risers from some of the riser engineers that come by, stopping by and checking out the system.
Yeah, we actually have 3 robots moving, and out of all the robots here, I think we've got all 3.
All 3, yeah. All 3 moving.
Yeah. And so, for the audience that's unaware, what we're doing offshore on drill ships. Yeah. You got a drill ship floating out in the ocean about a mile away. You got the bottom of the ocean. There's a blowout preventer, and that blowout preventer crushes the drill string if necessary to prevent a blowout. But you have to have something to work through, and that's what we call a riser. Mm-hmm. So this is huge flanged pipe, and they're 70 foot long. And so up there on the drill ship, which is dynamic GPS stabilized over the oil well, we slowly assemble this riser 70 foot at a time. And to assemble it, you've got to find the bolts that weigh about 40 pounds, torque them, put them in the holes and torque them to 18,000 foot-pounds of torque. It's a very dangerous activity. We've actually got this demo running in the show.
Yeah, it's doing everything. It's picking up bolts, placing them, you're finding the bolts, locating, replacing them, putting them back in the bin.
Yeah, it's a great demo. And we're using lasers to find the holes, because normally in a factory, a robot knows where the parts are, they know what the parts look like, but on a drill ship, you got other problems. Like when we pull it back up, there's barnacles on the bolts, so you have to figure out what the bolt is and where the barnacle is. Yeah. We've got 2 other robots, too.
2 other robots. We got the BatBot, the CRX, that's a collaborative robotic system that's doing plasma cutting and welding. Yeah.
Right, so it's hanging onto the hull of a ship, or it could be a vessel, whatever, using a magnet, cuts the hole, and then welds it back in. So that piece it cuts out is perfectly shaped to weld back in. Because they say the 3 most important things in welding is
fit up, and fit up. Yeah.
So if your robot does the fitting, then all of a sudden it doesn't need vision, adaptive control. It's a great solution.
Yeah. And the other robot is the beer robot.
Everybody's favorite
robot. It can be Tesla, it can be Rivian, it can be F1 racers. BeerBot.
BeerBot's it. I think BeerBot's over in the Beckhoff.
It's in the Beckhoff booth today. Yeah.
That's one of our partners in crime, and so Beckhoff's got it in their booth. But it'll be back tomorrow night.
Back tomorrow night. Anytime. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Anytime you at a trade show and you see ARC Specialties there, more than likely you can see the BeerBot.
It's actually a 7-axis collaborative KUKA robot. This is overkill for the application, but we've actually used that same robot to do knee surgery.
Knee surgery, yes.
On total knee replacement, so it's quite versatile, but it works well as a bartender also.
Yeah, love it. It's been awesome.
So. Normal marketing guys are a little more specialized than you, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So what's your job? What do you do for me?
Everything. So we do video, photography.
What do you mean we? You.
The multiple Johnnies.
We don't do nothing. You do it.
Graphic design, trade shows.
Search engine
optimization, yeah. Events. Our own personal events like First Fridays. If you haven't heard of a First Friday, you should be signing up or contacting me at Johnny at ARC Specialties to see how you can come to a First Friday.
Last week we had one of the research scientists from Oak Ridge National Labs. We're working with them on large-scale additive.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. We've always got a good speaker.
I missed that one, and everybody has come to me and said that was the best speaker we've had in years. Yeah.
And so after this week, OTC, you get a break, right?
No. We're going to Automate in Detroit. That's May 12th.
Yeah, it starts next Monday.
Yeah.
So you get 2 days off.
Yeah, I get 2 days. Well, I usually had a trade show for 2 weeks, so to me it's 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the Association for the Advancement of Automation, A3. These are the guys that certified robot integrators. Right. Pitch for ARC Specialties. We are the only certified robot integrator in Texas. According to A3. So that ought to be a good show, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show. We're going to have that KUKA added ESAM system.
Right. Whenever you see robots doing additive manufacturing, typically they use a small diameter wire. It's around 1 millimeter in diameter. So you can imagine you can't make a very big weld beam. So what we're doing, and I'd love to see you guys out at Automate next week, we're using a strip that's 30 millimeters wide. That means we can make a weld that's over 1 inch wide in a single pass. That's the equivalent of 20 welds using conventional technology. And the only way additive is going to be competitive on these big parts is we got to go faster. I think we now have the technology to do it. So we've got an 8-axis system, 6 on the robot, 2 on the part, and we're going to be running that off in the KUKA booth.
In the KUKA booth. Booth 4032, if you're looking for it in Automate, that's 4032 in Detroit.
So, what would you change on the booth this year?
Oh,
you're never happy.
I'm never happy. We right now we don't have a hanging sign, but that's my main goal for the next show. Make sure we have a new hanging sign with some new information on it. Maybe even rotating.
There you go.
There we go. Maybe even rotating. And some more peripherals, some things that some customers can come through and look at and check out. We don't take big use of our iPad, so I think we should put some more peripherals in there so people can touch and go through and look at our videos and things of that such.
Yeah, the problem for us is, we do everything from plutonium to potato skin, so it's very challenging to determine what we're going to take to a show. So this show, we've got robots that are welding ship's hulls, bolting bolts, and pouring beer, but there's so much more than that, and we're even more narrow at Automate next week. So it's rough being this versatile, but it's worked out for the last 42 years. 42 years.
How long have we been coming to OTC?
That's a good story. So, I've been in Houston my whole life, going to OTC for maybe 15 years, maybe 20 years.
20 years.
Way back when they actually had it in the Astrodome, so that's how far back it is.
I'm using that as ammunition.
Yeah, okay. Well, in the beginning, they had us back in like a remote building, and I asked them, I said, "How long till we get to move into the big show?" And they go, "Son, you won't live long enough." Next thing you know, they call us and they go, "Hey, oil's down, just like it is this year, and this show ebbs and wanes with the price of oil, right? As of today, I think it's $60. That's not good." And so that reduces the size of the show, but we've got good traffic at least.
Real good traffic.
But when during one of the oil crunches, they offered to allow us into the main show. It's kind of interesting. I came in late that week. I went up to the guys. I said, "How's the show?" And they go, "Best show ever." And I talked to the people next door to us, and they said, "Worst show ever," which just showed me that being a bad show in the big hall is better than being in a good show in the bad hall.
Yes, yes.
So now we're in here, and we cling to our slot.
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot. I'm gunning for a better spot next year.
Yeah, I'd like to be on the main aisle.
Thanks for that 20 years. Yeah. I'm gonna use that 20 years in my advantage, because I'm like, that we've been coming here a lot, and
So during COVID, everybody said trade shows were going to die.
Yeah.
What happened?
They didn't. I think we all held strong. Everybody needs to network. Everybody needs to come out and see things, and I don't think Zoom is enough No, it's not enough.
No, and just today I got to talk to guys from the Department of Commerce. Okay, they're going to help us with a new venture. I got to talk to an old friend I haven't seen in 15 years. Last time I saw him, I was in Wuhan. We were installing a plasma welder that applied cobalt to rock bit bearings. It was a lot of fun, and now we're reconnected.
Yeah.
And we're figuring out how we can continue to do business together. Where else can you do that?
No, you have to network, I think. You have to be able to see each other, meet each other, bounce ideas off each other, and maybe make a sale.
Right. You know, whenever we're buying a big machine at ARC Specialties, what do? I send the guys to a show. Why? Because they're focused on the task. They got nothing else to do. Their phone's not ringing. They're able to kick the tires on all the competitors' machines. They also get to feel for how the company's corporate attitude is.
Yes.
And we bought a $2 million Mitsubishi, I'm going to give them a plug, Mitsubishi machine tool, big enough to put a truck in.
Yeah, that's a big machine.
And that's a big investment for us. And so the few $1,000s extra that we spent to send the guys up to Chicago was well worth it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, they go and think, no, they can't do anything. They might not make anything happen from a show, but I think it's just a cycle. You go to the show, you get on their mind, and they'll come back to see you. I've heard people say they've been at a show, nobody stopped at the booth, and the next thing you know, they had a sale. Yeah.
Well, you're always conspicuous in your absence. Well, we're going to hit 5 shows this year.
Yeah, 5 shows. Yeah. We have, after this one, we have Automate. Following that one would be FabTech. And then we would have
Defense Manufacturing.
I think it's the Manufacturing Series in Dallas. And then the Defense Manufacturing Conference in Orlando. Yeah.
You know, I've always been a fan of these shows, so you know, I'm not going to change.
What do you say? You have to be present to win.
Must be present.
Must be present to win. Yeah. But this show, I think, is going pretty good for us. I don't know how it's going for everybody else, but yeah, we're getting a lot of traffic.
The vibe is good.
Yes.
The vibe is strong, and it is the most international show that we attend.
Most definitely.
Well, very good. I've heard rumors that we're in the running for best booth.
I hear that. I think I hear it almost every year, but I hope we get best booth of the year. I hope so.
Yeah, not one, but 3 moving robots. That's
moving robots. A lot of cameras came around. Right. A lot of cameras, a lot of footage. We always allow people to come in and take footage, and just so they can remember. I think it's important. And then, I think we bring a lot of traffic into the show.
Works for us. I'm coming back next year.
Yeah, I think we should.
So if you fail to come to OTC this year, I encourage you to come next year. It's always first or second week in May. Like I said, you'll learn more about sensors and materials and technology at this show than any other show, because we're pushing the envelope. To produce the oil that's being found today, the temperatures and pressures and corrosivity is so high that no single set of materials or technologies work. So we're having to start to combine stuff. I love it. Yeah. It's like a space race every week.
Yeah, say come out to OTC next year. I don't know what day it's going to be, but like you said, first or second week in May. And I think you come in and see what's going on here, take a walk through, and then maybe next time try to get in the show while you can. I can see maybe it grows next year, maybe it gets a little bit bigger. And now you're going to be outside.
You got a booth number for us yet?
Not yet.
Look for us. We'll be in one of the booths.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I think that's it.
See you soon.
See you soon. Yeah.